Hey Jacksonville, welcome to this Jax Parks TV special. Florida is home to many unique and beautiful parks throughout the state. Here in Jacksonville, we boast the largest urban park system in the nation, offering plenty of opportunities to explore nature, relax, and unwind. So whether you're staying in Jacksonville or just traveling through Florida, you can be sure to enjoy the stunning views and awesome recreational opportunities. But why just tell you about it? Let's take a road trip and tour two great parks in Jacksonville, and thanks to videos from our friends at the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, we will head out of the city to follow the story of other travelers as they enjoy some of Florida's state parks. So let me turn it over to our parks naturalist Jean Schubert as she takes us on a walk in the park through Cedar Point Preserve.
Welcome. I'm Jean Schubert, Parks Naturalist Supervisor with Jax Parks, and we're here at Cedar Point Preserve, located at 7116 Cedar Point Road. It's a great place for hiking and horseback riding, and if you're up for a challenge, bring your bike along and ride the trails. Let's check it out. Once you leave the parking area, you can walk up to the park sign. It's got great information about the wildlife in this area and a wonderful map that'll help you keep on the trails. This preserve is just over 600 acres of ancient Florida, where the indigenous people, including the Timucuans, conducted their daily lives. The main trail extends 2 miles one way for a total 4.2-mile round trip and has a total of 4.9 miles of spur trails. Once you get further back on the trail, you're rewarded with this expanse of salt marsh beauty. The salt marsh here is full of sea ox-eye daisy, black needle rush, and glasswort. Don't be afraid to take a spur trail. They all loop around back to the main trail. When you take the spur trails, you might have the benefit of seeing this great creek view. Whether you hike, bike, or ride your horseback here, you can take a nice relaxing break, refresh yourself, and then head back out onto the trail for more adventure here. Well, I'm so glad you came along to explore Cedar Point Preserve with us today. I hope you'll take your own personal tour of this and many of our other Jax Parks soon. After all, it's as easy as a walk in the park.
All right, let's hit the road now to experience Lake Louisa State Park, located about an hour from Orlando.
We didn't travel far, but it may as well have been on another planet. Wildflowers blooming on rolling hills. A sea of green dotted with pops of color. And the water was so beautiful. Who cares if the fish weren't biting? We went looking for an escape. And we found so much more.
This trip isn't over yet. Let's head a little further south to follow a family's trip to Lover's Key State Park near Fort Myers.
When they get older, will they remember today? I don't know. Maybe they're just too young. I guess it doesn't really matter though, because today, they're happy. And if I do it right, there can be a lot of days like today. They may not remember today, but I'll never forget.
All right, now let's finish this up with a trip back to Jack's Parks and another walk in the park with Gene Schubert through Ringhaver Park.
Hi there, I'm Jean Schubert, Parks Naturalist Supervisor with Jack's Parks, and we're here today at Ringhaver Park. Once you drive in, you can't help but notice that this is one of our major multi-sport complexes. There are soccer fields, softball fields, tennis courts, and playgrounds. And here we've come to the beginning of the Ortega Stream Valley Trail. Let's take a walk down the trail and see what it's all about. As you can see, this trail leads you to a kayak and canoe launch on the Ortega River. This first part of the trail is paved and easily accessible, and it's surrounded by lush vegetation. Let's check on ahead. A variety of trees open their arms, welcoming you into the forest as you go further along the trail. The paved trail leads you to the boardwalk, where you've got these wonderful built-in benches so you can take a break before you begin your trek down to the river. This boardwalk takes you through shaded areas and also helps keep your feet dry as you go through wetlands with lush ferns before transitioning back to the paved trail. Though along the way, you'll see other little spur trails, it's always best to stay on the main trail. We recommend it. There are many wildflowers in view along the trail, like this hibiscus in bloom. And keep an eye out for a glimpse of the different wildlife around. You may even find some traveling the trail with you. Either fork from the paved trail will bring you to this elevated boardwalk, which will take you out to the river. Let's go. As you travel this elevated boardwalk, you can check out the great vistas on either side and listen for those red-winged blackbirds. Well, we've reached the end of the trail for today and are rewarded with this wonderful view of the Ortega River. I hope you'll take your own personal tour of this park and any of our other many Jack's Parks. After all, it's as easy as a walk in the park.
Well, that's it for this Jack's Parks TV special. Thanks again for tuning in, and to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection for sharing some of their great park vignettes. Make sure you go to visitflorida.com to find out more about all the opportunities offered in our state parks, and go to jacksparks.com to find out what is going on here in Jacksonville. Until next time, we'll see you in the parks.